Hunt finally decided to make a few changes. First, in December of 1988, the team went outside the organization and hired Carl Peterson as its new front office leader. A month later, Carl hired Marty Schottenheimer to be his head coach. And the rest, as they say, is history. Carl, when you got here a couple of years ago, could you foresee making the playoffs in just the second year?
Well, I signed a 4-year contract, so I had a 4-year plan. And quite honestly, 11 wins this year is, I think, a great testimony to Marty Schottenheimer and his fine staff and our football team. You know, going from 4 wins to 8 wins is a major step and an important one for us to establish a winning season in our first year here in '89. But that next step, I think you well know how difficult it is to win 9, 10, 11, or 12 games. And this football team has done it in a second season. So I'm very, very proud of everybody in the organization and specifically our players and coaches.
When you took the team to Berlin to take on the Rams in that preseason game, did you sense that maybe this team was something special?
Well, I tell you, I really believe our trip as a team, as an organization to Berlin, Germany in August was an outstanding situation for us, and it brought our football team together. I did sense that we were beginning to build a closeness, a great mutual respect of players to each other, as well as their families, their wives, their moms and dads. But, you know, in building a football franchise, you have to do that, and that trip gave us that opportunity. I think it was a real positive thing for us.
Is there one thing that you can look at during this season, say, hey, this player or this reason is why we got to the playoffs?
I'm going to tell you, the game and the play that I remember the most and what we did with it afterwards is the thing that I think made a difference, and that was the devastating loss on the last play of the game here at Arrowhead to Seattle. I think Marty Schottenheimer did as fine a job in the locker room after that game, picking up our football team from a most devastating loss, putting it in perspective, and then he and his staff building that week to come back the following Sunday for a big, big win was the turning point in this season. And I don't like to put anything on a turning point, but I think that is really, to me, was a magnificent job by Marty and his staff, and it did make a difference.
How satisfying has the season been for you up to this point?
Well, for myself personally, obviously 11-5, as you've indicated after our second season, that's a tremendous achievement, a tremendous achievement for any franchise in the National Football League, especially one that has been down for so long. Obviously, I'm very, very pleased with that, but now we have reached what we all worked so hard for. We begin in February with lifting weights and running, with the beginning of accumulation of players, the draft, Plan B, through training camp. We all worked so hard to get into this tournament, as I call it, and now we're here.
And indeed they are. Up next, we'll go to Vero Beach, Florida for a look ahead to tomorrow's showdown. So please stay with us.